Hey-o.
That's right. Tag and Brando with the podcast of a similar name. The Tag and Brando podcast. We're back. We've made it. I'm sorry if my microphone just made noise. I had to move it. We apologize for our delay in times and being here and those things.
Yeah.
It's been...
We had plans to do even just another in the same place podcast.
That's right.
And time just eluded us.
It did not happen. There was other priorities, and I think that we chose the right priority. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been a very late night and a very harsh early morning.
Harsh winter.
If we tried to do it that way.
True.
So, but right now, how are you, Taggart?
I am okay. I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Just getting some stuff moved around,
Good.
Getting some new move-in stuff, trying to find places for all of my stuff in this house and everything. So it's most just still just in the shed. I just I just have all of my random garbage that I keep around in the shed still.
Nice.
Because most thrift stores are still not open accepting donations. They just opened this last week, and so it's
really?
Yeah.
The Goodwills over here have been accepting things for a long time now.
Yeah, I find that interesting because out here they were like, nope. What if it's got COVID on it?
Right.
And we guarantee nothing.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. When we cleaned out my parents' garage, we thought that they were all closed, and apparently they weren't. Goodwill was still taking stuff. And whoops, sorry, Mom. We threw all your stuff away.
Yeah. But
it's fine.
And that's the thing. It'd be interesting to work there at those places because, that stuff all has a shelf life as well. You
Sure.
think this stuff is, so old and everything. It's probably been here forever. Now, if you go to a lot of those places, the little ticket numbers or the little price tags on them, and they have a date on them, and or a week or something,
right?
And they'll just they got to overturn inventory, so they'll just junk it after a couple weeks, and so it's old looking because it's been in someone's basement for the last 28 years, and it just the dust just is part of it now. You're buying the dust when you buy it there.
For sure. That place
We're not talking about that.
Smells like straight dust. Yes, I'm sorry. We're not talking about that.
We are talking about some questions, some memories, and some new
something new
things. And a new.
Nice.
So one of the things that when you're looking at doing all this kind of stuff and purchasing and everything.
Yeah.
Taggart, I want to ask for the question of the day.
Yes, sir.
What really holds value for you? Is it saving the money and really kind of making a little nest egg and everything like that? Is it getting a quality product that you've kind of put some research into and everything like that? Or is it really hold a lot more value if you've done it, made it, built it yourself? If we're making an example here, is it better to not have a chair, better to buy a decent chair, or better to make a chair, I guess?
Well, I mean, I would say it's probably better if you're just thinking of what's better, buying a quality product is probably better.
Right.
But
But what holds more value?
But it doesn't feel. I mean, it's obviously mine, and I claimed it, and I keep it, and don't someone take it from me because I'll be mad at you. But
okay.
But definitely for me, like if I make it, then like it's more mine. It's like my child. I have created it. It has come from me, and that has way more value to me than money in the bank or even saving up for however long to buy something that's obviously made really quite well. Yeah. So
okay.
So I mean, I made some things in my life, I suppose, but like just for example, I'm sure we've talked at some point about my couch. Haven't we talked about that at some point?
I know we've talked about that.
Oh,
but
not on the
podcast?
podcast?
I can't remember if but I'm sure that, if we don't remember it, chances are somebody out there doesn't remember it.
Somebody does remember it. So regardless, so forgive me if I've hashed this out before, but this is a different angle. So go with me. We had this couch. It was gifted to us. Okay, so I didn't save any money for it. I didn't, whatever. This couch was gifted to us. At some point, I sat down on it and I was like, "Ooh, me so heavy," and the bottom of the couch broke. And the bottom supports of the couch broke, and I, instead of scrapping the couch and or sitting practically on the floor on the couch for the rest of time, I thought, I'll fix it. I got tools. So I went to the store and I bought some wood and some brackets and blah, blah, blah. And after a couple of trips, fixed it up.
You gotta love that like third trip to the hardware store where you're just like, I thought I had it. Then I really thought I had it. Now I'm admitting that I'm guessing at this point.
Well, I mean, yes, there was at least 3 trips. The first trip was like, what kind of stuff do they have that I could use? Just kind of engineering in my brain with the things that were available, right? Brought some stuff home, so I took it home and then thought, would my ideas work? Put them in the places they'd go and be like, oh, yes, this could do whatever. Second time I went, should have been the last time. And this is not on me, guy that works at Home Depot. I had measured out. I didn't have like a good saw or whatever. I could have hacksawed it or, whatever. And it would have taken me forever. But I just didn't have the right tools. So I said, I'll take my piece of wood back to Home Depot, say, this is the length I need it, chop saw that dude real quick, and I'll be on my way. Thank you so much. And I said, this is the length. I know that I said this is the length, but he said this length, and I said, no, this length, because he told me the wrong thing, and he's like, okay. And then I got home. The wood didn't fit. It was too long because he had cut it in the wrong place, not the figure that I gave him. So I had to go back a third time just to say, please cut off this ½ inch that you didn't cut initially. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
But anyways, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is that as much as that was a great couch, and yes, part of is because it was gifted to me and I didn't buy it, but I still would have felt this way because I feel this way a lot with the things that I buy. That if they break and then I fix them, they always feel more mine after that. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I hope I have more value placed in them once I've done work on them. So that couch was like my couch after that. I was like, I have done this. I have built fire. I am,
right.
So
I don't own this couch. I made this couch.
Yeah. This couch would be not functional if it wasn't for me. So yeah. But obviously it doesn't have to be just fix things. If I make something from scratch, or whatever, even a computer, even though I've bought the components and then built it myself, I'm still like, I built this computer. This is my computer. Even though you just got to know the right places to put stuff. It's not hard. But, you know. So, there you go. What about you, sir?
So, that's interesting. I definitely can see where it is added value when you get your hands dirty, get
Sure.
up in there and everything like that. Take a sense of pride in everything. For me, for whatever reason, I almost see like kind of the opposite
Perfect.
of that.
That's why we do this podcast.
Mainly because, like, if I have no idea how something works,
Yeah.
and I have no idea how to fix it or how to replace it, replacing it's just going to be replacing the whole thing and everything like that, then to me, it's like, ooh, I got to, treat this thing good, and I got to be, I got to, get a high quality one, and I got to make sure that I'm, I'm more apt to kind of baby it and treasure it, because it's completely out of my control,
Right.
one can say.
Right.
And everything like that. And as far as like saving the money and everything like that, like, I guess I would kind of put that like money at the top, where if it's like a premium item, it's like, ooh, it is hard to part with that,
Right.
that money,
But
so it's like, I got like, this couple $100 here. If I don't spend it, then I still have it. Do I really need this thing?
Right.
I'm not buying, like a, prosthesis or something like that, that I need.
Right.
Absolutely. I'm buying like even like buying shoes or something. It's like, oh my gosh, like $150 for shoes. Like, ugh, like all that kind of different stuff. So,
Well, and
so I would say,
and that philosophy, if you don't mind me jumping in, is I think one reason why you are a good deal finder,
yes,
because you're like, I want the good stuff, but I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay that much, and maybe I don't think it's worth that much. But if I can find it for a good deal, you know that I'm going to think about that very seriously.
right. And that's exactly it. Is I would say, hold on to the money as like, the top, because money is, very universal and everything like that.
Right.
And then if I do buy like the item, then it's always like, how much is it going to cost to replace? Like that's
Right.
That's kind of like, ugh, like this is, and everything. And so then, like, if I know what it's going to cost, or if I know how much the actual retail, the MSRP, if you will, for it, and then I find it at like half the cost, and maybe it needs a little bit of cleaning up, maybe it needs like a little bit of a fix, or it's got a couple of dings and dents, then that's fine. Like I'm totally fine with, oh well, it's half price and everything like that. So I also ascribe value to the deal that I got.
Right. Right.
Like if I got something for like 20% of the price, then I'm going to be like, oh no, I got to hang on to this, because like,
you're not going to see that again.
Yeah, I'm not going to see that deal again. And I feel that like that savings was also like added into the value of it and everything like that.
Right.
But the weird thing is, tipping the scale all the way to where if I make it, or if I put it together or whatever myself, kind of a thing. Not like IKEA, put it together yourself, because that crap's expensive in one way or another, and you still have to put it together.
Yes.
But that kind of stuff, like, I don't consider myself like a very skilled laborer or like artisan or anything like that. And so when I can do it, I'm just kind of like, oh, well, I could do this with, a couple, with the same parts again. It'll just take me some time, and, bing, bang, boom, I'm done.
Right.
So it like actually like kind of starts bringing it down in value for me, because I'm like, yeah, I mean, like if I had to replace it, like all I would need is this, and this, which isn't that expensive. And then I would just sit down and just redo it, and like that was kind of the idea of like when I was making like the engagement ring and stuff like that, like the diamond was like, I can't, the diamond's the diamond. Like there's no way I'm recutting a diamond. There's no way I'm going out and getting another, that is like a critical, like big component, holds a lot of the value. But as far as the band and stuff like that, because I had kind of started and restarted and everything like that, and I know how the process works, where I'm like, yeah, if I had to, like I could, melt it down and kind of, start over, and it would just take me, a couple of days or whatever. So it doesn't hold as much value when I've done like the majority of the work and everything like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. It's weird because our philosophies are different as that goes.
Right.
To me, part of the value of fixing something is learning to do it.
Right.
It's like the older I get, the more I think anything's learnable. Like, and all the information's out there.
100%. Yeah.
So, I hold more value in my terrible, crappy Chinese double dim radio that I got in my car because I installed it.
Right.
Even though it doesn't work exactly like I want it to, than I would if I paid $200 for like that's pretty cheap for like a touchscreen nowadays. So like $400 to $600 to get a good radio in there that could mirror my phone and all the business. Just because, I'd have to have. I mean, I wouldn't have to, but if you're gonna pay $600, have somebody install it, right? But if I paid $40, I'm doing it,
right?
And that is better for me. I don't know.
Yeah, it is interesting because like so you're saying like, so if you give a $600, like if you had $600, you would prefer to buy a $40 radio, save the $560, right? So that money has like money in the bank has that added value, that added security and everything, and then you're adding to the value by installing it yourself rather than spending an extra $200 or $150 or whatever to get some other guy or gal to install it for you.
That's right. Ladies can install radios.
Right.
I mean,
that's interesting.
I mean, yeah, because at least our philosophies align where I don't want to spend the money, and you don't want to spend the money. We like nice things. We would take nice things, but if they were cheaper, right?
Right.
And the thing is that you have the patience and the energy to wait and look for the good deals, and I'm just like, is it a good deal today? No, I'll never think about it again.
Right.
And then I'll just be like, well, I want this, so I'll figure out something that'll work, even if I have to do a little work to it. And maybe even the better that I have to do a little work to it. I don't know. I like projects these days. I like to do projects. So anyways.
No, I think that's interesting because it's definitely, like, everybody kind of has that threshold, like you said, if you are going to buy this radio and it's going to cost this much, then you want it to do everything that you want it to do. If it's only going to cost like, a tenth of that, then it's like, and it does 50% of the stuff, you're like, that's good. That's not
well,
bad,
yeah. And at that point, you're just like you weigh the options. Do I really need it to mirror my phone so I can have my GPS on the screen? No, I got a magnet on the back of my phone. Like I can put it up and I got GPS. All I really need is a Bluetooth so that I can play my songs from my phone on the speakers in the car. And so, it's a little bit of that, like, let's compromise so that I don't have to spend buco de dollars out of my pocket to get something close to what I actually want.
And I think we've talked about this a little bit too. It's interesting because the other aspects of value that a lot of people subscribe to, that you and I maybe don't look at as much, or depending on the thing, is definitely like convenience. Like, oh, I'm not gonna sit here and like dig through 15 different websites or go to 5 different stores or price match this or whatever. Like, I don't, like, when I go to the grocery store, if I'm like, okay, like, what's the difference between this mayo and this mayo? Doesn't matter. Just grab a mayo. It's 4 cents difference. Like, who cares?
Right. And there's, there's levels of things, and there's things that you like, no, convenience is more important to me. With produce, I'm not going to go the 4 places and say where you got the cheaper peaches and which ones are the ripest for the cheapest. I don't care.
Right.
Give me a peach. This is the store I'm at.
Right.
But if it's like a car thing and I'm like, I just want this fixed well so that I can drive it and not die on the road. And that's just one of those things that I can do minimal things on a car, and I've learned some things. But when it gets like, I got to take the engine out and I got to do these, whatever, I'm like, here's the money. It's a lot. I hate that it's yours now, but please make my car good.
Well, that's the other factor there. There's the convenience, but there's also the security or like the warranty type factor as well. Because
and like, I think for me those go hand in hand, right? Because the convenience of somebody in that fashion is always going to give me the peace of mind, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, exactly. Like, I've installed my own brakes, and the first time you're like, ooh, kind of freaking out about it a little bit,
right.
And versus like paying for a brake job or whatever. And, convenience is like, oh, well, I give you my car, you find the pads and everything that I need, and then you put them in, and bingo bango, like done deal.
Right.
Versus like, okay, let's find pads that fit. Let's make sure, oh, do we want this quality? All that kind of stuff. And it's like, and I got to make sure I'm installing them right, and I got to make sure I'm doing everything right, and I'm not breaking something in the meantime, and all that kind of different stuff. And so, it's definitely, I was just thinking about it. Like, there's that episode of Seinfeld where Jerry is getting new cabinets. I'm not sure if you remember this episode or not.
I don't know.
So he has a contractor who's installing new cabinets.
Okay.
And the guy is asking him like every question. Like, do you like this hinge? Do you like this handle? Do you like this finish? Like, and he's like, whatever you want. Yeah. Like, or like the guy's like, yeah, I can do it however you want. And he's like, just do it. Just do it. I don't want to make all these decisions. I don't care. Just do it. And so then when Jerry gets back, like later that day or the next day, like his entire kitchen is just like covered like in cabinets, like where he just like put like cabinets over like the little island and all this kind of different stuff. And so it's just like, what is this? And it's like, well, you didn't tell the guy what to do. But the point of the story is like you know, there's a million micro decisions that go into making or doing something like that.
Right.
And sometimes you just don't want to be bothered. You know, when we were planning like wedding stuff, it's like, oh, well, we can do whatever we can do. And it's just like, just make the decision for me, because that's the worst part.
Right.
Like, I know you can do it, and I appreciate it, but like, I've already had to make 500 decisions about all this different stuff, and I just want, to not have to make decisions.
Just give me one that I don't have to pick.
Yeah.
You can roll with it within reason, and that's the part that Jerry's cabinet guy didn't go into.
Mm-hmm.
Within reason, just make the decision.
Yeah, exactly. Because you'll be sitting there, talking to your mechanic, and he's like, it's like, do you want this quality of product? Do you want this quality? This one comes with a 5-year warranty. This one comes with a 10-year warranty. This one, and it's like, I don't know, man. Is the car going to last 5 years? Is the car going to last 10 years? Is this part going to kill me if it, goes bad in the middle of the freeway?
Right.
Like what is your recommendation here? Cuz like if I could look 10 years into the future and be like, yeah, I think I'm going to send this in because I still got 2 months left on that warranty.
Right, dude, and you don't, and I don't know about you, but you don't want to be living your life from warranty to warranty.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds
terrible.
Oh my gosh, dude. It's just, it's almost more worth it to me to say, no, don't give me the warranty. When it breaks, it breaks, and I'll figure it out. Like, like I don't want to be sweating it out and be like, oh, it's going to be free for another 3 months. Like, what's going to happen? I don't care. I'm not going to remember that date. Don't give me the thing. It doesn't matter.
Right. I'm not going to hold on to the receipt, for however long. And receipts don't last anymore.
No,
have you noticed this?
Dude. If you keep a receipt in your car for 2 weeks, the writing is gone. Yeah.
Like literally receipt paper, that heat transfer paper, just like fades over time.
It's
it is the disappearing ink of, and I'm, that's it, where it's just like, oh, well, this thing broke. Do you have the receipt? Do you see this blank strip of paper? Yeah, that's it. Like, you're going to have to freaking CSI this information out of here.
I know, unless you're one of those people who, take pictures of every receipt, which I tried to be for a while and I can't do it. Then you're going to not have it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, there's the value everywhere. It's just, where do you put your value?
Crazy. I'm really trying to shift more to like money in the bank is more valued than anything. But man, it's hard.
It is, yeah.
It's like it's rewiring my mind, and it's not going. It's very difficult.
Yeah,
because that's the name of the game at this point in life. It's like, how much you got in the bank? How much can you put down?
Yeah.
Like, nothing?
Nope.
How much will $2.55 get me?
Yeah. I could fix your couch if that's, if you want to work out.
I have a lot of value in fixing couches. Does that count for collateral in any way?
Yeah, exactly. This, that'd be awesome. Go back to the trades and bartering and everything.
I know.
But
it's weird. Like, I don't want to belabor this much longer, but just the way that I look at money in the bank is so weird. Like, the incremental increase, which is how most people save money, has very little interest to me. Like,
like adding $10 every paycheck kind of a thing.
Yeah, like that's very hard for me to do, and very hard for me to hold on to. Right. Which, of course, over the long term, where great, did this and did that, and then even better if I put that $10 into safe investments or whatever, and instead of whatever $100 after 10 months, I had 120. Oh yay! But dude, that no, I want there to be a large amount of money in my bank account.
Right.
But I'd rather it just be large in a second. Like, give me a big check, somebody,
Right.
like, oh, thank you, and throw that in there and then try to hold on to it. I'm much better at that than saying, I'll hold on to this $10 forever. So,
Right.
So that's what I'm working on. It's hard.
Yeah. I mean, one thing just to kind of touch on this isn't necessarily, this is a mini new kind of thing. My friend Spanky was talking to me about like day trading. Like he's gotten into like the Robinhood app and stuff like that. And yeah, that's another kind of value for time kind of thing. It's like, yeah, if you want to sit there and just like plan this out and, do your 5 trades a day or a week or whatever it is, and you make, $8 maybe, off of some trades, but it took you however long. It's like, is that worth it? Like, do I want to manage my own 401k? No, that sounds terrible. That sounds terrible. Like, just, here's how old I am. I am picking a risk factor of moderate. I don't know. And so he just manage that for me, because again, that's one of those things where I'm like, oh, I do not want to get into this because the minutia of that would just drive me insane.
Well, I understand, but then we have a friend who that's what he does. Mm-hmm. And that's how he makes his money. So obviously, there's people out there who have figured it out and figured what you need to do to make the money and to live on and whatever. And obviously it can be done like anything. Like I said, anything can be learned, but something like that is it's a long road till you get to the place where you're like, okay, well now I actually feel like I got a grip on this and it's working and I'm making money, and
right
where I can throw more risk in because I know I'll get the return, or statistically my history has shown that I'll get the return that I'm looking for. So yeah, that's hard. I'm trying to do the rollover investing thing, and I don't have a lot in there yet, but and of course now is the worst time to to do that because the market's terrible. It's crazy. But anyways, so that is nice because
buy now, invest now.
Right. Well, then that's the nice thing about those kind of apps, though, is that I don't have to deal with the minutia. I'm like, here's my measly $5 that I got from rolling up some purchases. Now, go put it in the safe places for me and tell me later about the money that I got back.
Exactly. And so, I don't know. It's, money in the bank. Just find a way to
it's good.
set it and forget it kind of thing. Yeah, exactly.
See, I have some money in that jar. I want more money in that jar. That's where you come in.
Right. All right. What do we got to trigger our memories this week?
Well, we want to talk this week about food on the street.
Street food.
Maybe some experiences or some times where you had some delicious food on the street, or maybe some not so good food on the street. And maybe if there's any particular food that you're like, I would never eat that off the street. You could throw that in for, some pepper.
Ooh, pepper.
I
would not buy pepper.
Little question of the day, pepper.
Right.
On the triggered memory. So, So, what? Do you have any good experiences of eating some delicious food on the street?
Yeah. So,
to clarify, not off the street, but sold.
Not just I threw it on the ground.
It was really hot, and my dad's not a phone.
Happy birthday to the ground. Anyway, so yeah, when I think of like street food and everything like that, the first thing that comes to mind is out in Delaware, when we would go to the shore, as we called it, when we were in New Jersey. There'd be soft pretzels.
Ooh, dude!
Like some vendor just hawking
soft,
man. Yeah, soft pretzels, and straight to your car window in an intersection kind of a thing. Just a brown paper bag with a soft pretzel, and we get like, I think one for every two of us or so. And, some people go with the mustard. At that point when I was a little kid, it was never.
You wanted that cheese.
Well, we didn't even get cheese. Like,
no, just
this guy's like, he just got a, cooler or container for cheese and stuff. I mean, it's either mustard or plain. And I would just a warm, soft pretzel. Mm-hmm. I don't know how he kept them warm. I'm not even going to lie to you. I barely ever even saw the guy. It was just all of a sudden, somebody's like, there's the pretzel guy. And I'm just like, oh, there's pretzels coming. I'm in the middle seat that I can't, do anything. So
just the guy in the the intersection on the island with like a cooler with like plutonium in there, keeping all those pretzels warm. There you go.
Plutonium, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying something radioactive to give him the heat, because that's an ice cooler.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So definitely some soft pretzels and everything. The ice cream truck and everything. I guess I just never had money for the ice cream truck when it came around. Like, I remember like one or two times as a kid. I heard the ice cream truck recently. Like, they're just vans now. They're just minivans.
Oh yeah,
cruising around.
Scarier. Like
and everything like that. Like, I don't know if I would even want my kids going to ice cream.
They were never establishments. It was always just some guy who bought a truck and he's like, I'll sell ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone buys those Ninja Turtles with that gum eyes. I'll get those.
Oh, those are, yeah.
But yeah, it seems a little bit more creepy now, than in like maybe the 50s. Mm-hmm. I just went out and bought a van and I'm selling ice cream to children.
Yeah, exactly.
Not by appointment. No, I just cruise down the street.
Yeah.
They come running with their money. Usually their parents aren't with them. It's it's scary.
Yeah, exactly. And also, who has cash on them anymore?
I know.
Oh,
right?
Daddy, can I get ice cream? And you're like, son, I haven't carried cash since before you were born. So unless he takes Venmo.
The ice cream guy with the really like scrawny mustache kind of wipes his lip and says, we got square.
Yeah, exactly. So, I can't think of like a lot of good experiences with ice cream trucks, but they
just didn't come around that much.
Yeah,
when we were kids, it was like a blue moon scenario.
Yeah, I can tell you one experience was we were like, I think we were in a parking lot. Maybe we were waiting at a light or something, like a long light, and there was a guy in his like car, like with a little sign and stuff, like selling seafood, like just from a cooler.
Okay.
And like, I remember I was probably about like maybe 9 or 10, and I like just am like looking at this guy, and I'm like, who in Colorado is buying seafood out of the back of this guy's car? Like, are you kidding me? And then like he like went to like crawl in and grab something from this car or something, and then like you see like his butt crack and everything, and I'm just like, nope. Like, nope, I'm not buying crab legs from you, man, because I do not want to get whatever's all up. Yeah. And I just like, and I see like some people, like you see sometimes where you're just like, oh my gosh, like, why are you trying to sell that here? Because I guarantee that is going to be gross. But I'll still, I'll still buy tamales from like a guy in a grocery store parking lot, or somebody in a grocery store parking lot. They're still warm and everything like that. You're like, yeah, heck yeah.
Well, tamales, fresh they can cook those at home and bring them over. But I mean, it's like seafood took them 3 days to get it, and then they cooked it. Like,
I guarantee he drove. He drove from wherever he was.
Really? Got in California and drove straight here, and he's like, "Get these crab legs while they're hot."
Yeah.
Gross.
Ugh. Yeah. What about you, man? What's your go-to street food, street vendor?
Ooh, I don't have a go-to necessarily. I just have times when I've bought things. I don't. I mean, I do. Like, I don't follow any food trucks or whatever. Oh, where are they? When are they going to be in my area? I'm definitely going to go get something. No. Again, it's that convenience thing and that time thing. Like, if I'm spending money, you best have a burrito around the corner because I'm not looking for your truck.
Right.
But I will say, dude, that stuff that we had in New York. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that guy.
What was that? Was that shawarma? I have no idea what that was. It was rice and some kind of meat, and I don't think it was shawarma because it wasn't like on like a spigot or anything that I recall like that. But it was some kind of Eastern food.
Yeah, and
Middle Eastern style kind of stuff.
Yeah, and so that's the thing about, like, I would say growing up, in a big city like New York or whatever is, they have their established corners,
Right.
and they have like a contract to be on that corner, and some of them cost like hundreds of thousands of dollars, so they're making bank.
Did we go back there twice to get that?
I think so.
I think we did.
Yeah.
It was so good that first day, and we were like, yes, please. Again, with whatever that was. I can't say it. I don't know what it's called, but it's delicious.
Yeah.
That was very good.
Mm-hmm.
The thing
Spiced
about
rice, like the yellow rice.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, so good. And the thing about Colorado is that there's just not. I mean, you got your again, you got your your vans or whatever, your food trucks, but that's about it. I'm trying to think. When I had a job that was what I considered a job, a job. On Fridays during the summer, they would bring food trucks into the parking lot. So you could go and sample some food truck food for lunch if you so felt like buying their wares. It wasn't like they paid for it. They like hired the truck to come, and then people would go and buy the food. But I want to say that there were some really good places, but I don't remember. They didn't make an impression on me like that New York food did. I was just like, this is delicious. It was just like, this is fine. I'll eat it again maybe if they come around, but I don't even remember. So I don't know. I'll eat a hot dog on the street. I mean, I'll eat mostly anything on the street. It's a quick, eyeball assessment.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
If it looks clean and they're not like, oh, gross, the whole butt crack scenario, then, and I got the money and I'm like feeling adventurous, I'll do it. Like, I'll buy anything on the street. But
I got footage of you right now buying a hot dog on the street.
See, confirmed.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Yep.
Bigfoot is real.
Yeah. I'm looking through our
New York pictures.
Our New York stuff here, and trying to. Oh, okay, here we go. Trying to see what these guys are selling. I don't know. This is a montage, so it's like terrible.
You're looking through the montage or through the
the actual montage.
Oh, that's
because
right.
Remember in New York
we
didn't
take any
do
pictures in New York. Only videos.
Yeah.
Only short videos to edit together.
Yeah,
that was an idea. Yeah. No, it was awesome. Go watch it on YouTube. One of them doesn't have any music because it got copyright struck. But there you go. What was I going to say? Oh, so there is some foods that I'm thinking about from Korea that I definitely didn't eat off the street. But I wouldn't have eaten them anywhere. Chicken feet, no thank you.
No, thank you.
Pig's feet, absolutely not. Dried rays, like the ray, the animal, like a stingray.
Okay, yeah. Manta rays,
Yeah,
stingray.
they had like dried rays that you could just
sharks, basically.
buy that were like just the whole animal hanging up, drying in the sun. It's like a jerky thing. No, thank you. But that's all cultural. Like yeah. So there you go. Larvae, no thank you, or pupas, whatever. There's some kind of bug that they eat in the pupa state. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Larva, I don't know. It's in one of the early stages, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that's about it, dude. I'll. What do you got? You got mashed potatoes? Yeah, I'll try it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're giving away free samples, I'm going to grab that.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, like, you can go to a lot of like farmers markets and stuff like that, and sample a bunch of different.
Oh yeah, farmers market, dude. Give me honey in a tube, all day.
Ooh, raspberry? What is this?
Ooh,
passion fruit?
Local? Wait, and you're saying it's local honey, so it could help my allergies, please.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. Fresh apple. Ooh, okay.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's like a food that I would. I don't know what it is, because I mean, like, that's the thing, like seafood. Obviously, you're in like a landlocked state.
Yeah, but you kind
of look at it with a weird eye. But yeah,
a turkey leg at the Renaissance Fair, you're buying one of those.
Oh, dude, turkey legs, man. Oh, you remember when I bought turkey legs from Sam's Club?
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought a case of turkey legs. There was like 20.
Yeah,
and it was like $20.
Was that anywhere close to the Renaissance turkey legs?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Really?
Like smoked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like already smoked and everything. All you got to do is basically warm it up, and everything, because they were just there. They're all frozen. They were humongous. And you go to the Renaissance Festival or the State Fair, or heaven forbid, like, get it from Disneyland, where it's like they're like $12 a pop.
Oh, these were, dude. And you got them $1 a piece.
Yeah, they were $1 a piece. Yeah, it was like $20 for like this big old box of 20 of them, and yeah, they just I would just grab one out of the freezer, wrap it in foil, throw it in the oven for a couple hours, or not a couple hours, but I mean, like, throw it in the oven for like an hour or something like that, and boom, you got yourself a nice juicy turkey leg. Oh, so good. Because I will get down on a turkey leg for sure.
Yeah, dude. Well, I forgot I was going to mention something when you talk hot pretzels, dude. Dude, I'll buy a hot pretzel any day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care where we are. If I see a hot pretzel vendor, even if it's like a cooler with plutonium in it, if those pretzels are warm, I'm buying them. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've gone to the zoo and I'm like, I'm buying a hot pretzel, and whoever I'm with, it's like, no, dude, come on, let's go to the otters or whatever. And I'm like,
otters are so much more enjoyable with a
dang straight
hot pretzel.
Dang straight. Though otters are always great and adorable, but I'm like, just leave me, go, run away. Like, if I don't see you for the rest of the day, it's fine as long as I got that hot pretzel. And I've had to fight for that dang hot pretzel. I don't know how many times. I don't know why. People I'm with are like, dude, it's not worth it. It's like $7. I don't care. I can't just get a hot pretzel anywhere, and I'm gonna get. I mean, you go to Aunt Annie's, whatever. But you know, I'm not going to the mall every day. I don't see that.
Are you a sweet hot pretzel guy or savory?
No, give me the salty. Any day. And cheese is fine, but I prefer mustard if I'm going dippy. If I'm not going dippy, though, which is just as fine, I'm just going straight up. Salt, pretzel, warm, chewy, soft. Good.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, man. Thinking about a turkey leg right now, though.
Sorry I brought it up.
No, that's all good.
No Renaissance festivals this year. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. All right. Well, those are some old things, but what do we got that's new? What's new with you?
Well, what's new with me? My son is older now.
Oh, he is all of the 5, right?
He is 4 years old.
He is in his 5th year. That is what I was saying.
Hey, if we were in Korea, he would definitely be 5 already.
There you go.
Because they do age differently. We won't go into that because that's not the point of what we're talking about. But yes, my son had a birthday. He is 4 years old now, and gosh, I'm old. I'm not, really, but it feels that way. Like, oh my goodness sakes, man. Anyways, it was fun. There's like, you know, we always do something awesome for his birthday, and this year is a little harder, obviously, with like cool places not being open.
Right.
So we went hiking at Castle Canyon. Castle Canyon, is that right? Castle Canyon.
Yes.
Castle Canyon Ravine. What is it called? Anyways. Sorry, I don't remember. But we went hiking with some friends and things, and that was very cool. It's hanging out with friends has been rare, and this last weekend we got to do quite a bit of it, so that was cool. And of course, then I had my son's birthday, and that was also very cool. So he had fun. He got some presents. He did some stuff he wanted. He is into Waldo currently, and how could you not be? Waldo is where it's at. Where is that guy?
Is Waldo where it's at? We don't know.
He is when you find him.
Yeah, he is where it's at.
Here's an awesome story. This is different time. We went hiking maybe a couple weeks ago. And we got up a little bit, and it was getting a little darker and whatever, and my daughter was done. So my wife took her back to the car, and me and my son went hiking more up this trail. And on our way back, he goes, "Hey, Dad, look, it's Waldo." And I was like, "Oh, that's funny. Good imagination. Like, we're in the middle of nowhere. Oh, who do we find? Waldo. Ha! Great. Good job, son. You're 3, and that's hilarious."
You got me.
And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "No, really. Look, it's Waldo." And he pointed down to this little marker. Like, you know, they have little markers on the trail or whatever. But on this particular marker, someone had stuck a sticker that was like a Chiquita banana sticker. That they had done a series of Chiquita banana stickers apparently with Waldo on them. So it legit had Waldo on this Chiquita banana sticker stuck on this marker on the trail. And just so that someone could find him in the middle of nowhere. And, of course, my son found him because he's all about Waldo at the moment. And I thought that was hilarious. It was amazing. So
that's awesome.
It was awesome. And I wish I had remembered back then. But he... So my wife's like, "What kind of cake do you want?" And he says, "I want a Waldo and Oddlaw cake." And she's like, "I'm sorry, but 1992 is not now." But, you know, probably could have found that cake at Walmart then. But
oh, yeah, for sure.
So she, instead she got some fondant some
Fondant.
some red and
Fondant.
fondant, red and white stuff, and then for Waldo,
Mm-hmm.
and then she got some yellow and black stuff for Adla. For those who are too old to remember or to know Adla, he didn't come into play until the fourth main Waldo book. Where's Waldo? Hollywood, whatever it is. So he's his nemesis. I don't know, whatever.
He's just
Waldo with a different color scheme, with a
he's
little
orange
Charlie,
he's yellow and black.
yellow and black. He's got a little Charlie Chaplin mustache kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got like, transition lenses, I think. Anyways,
Yeah,
they're
a little sinister looking.
They're gray.
He's the Wario Waluigi of.
He's the legit opposite of Waldo,
But he's still
even
just as hard to find.
even in name, because Outlaw is Waldo backwards.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, Waldo watchers. So, anyways, and then she bought Shrinky Dink paper and traced all of the Waldo characters, Waldo, Winda, Woof, Wizard Whitebeard, and Outlaw, onto Shrinky Dinks, and messed some of them up, and then fixed them, and then had to do some other ones, but made these little figurines of the characters to stick on top of the cake, and it was awesome. And he was psyched. So
One of the best things about the Where's Waldo
DIY, we own that cake way more than if we bought that at Costco.
Heck yeah. The crazy things about Waldo and everything is just there's so much to do with those books.
Oh yeah, dude.
If you sat there and you go through and find Waldo, might take you, I mean, depending, a couple minutes per page, so you spend a good 30 minutes looking for Waldo, and then it's oh well, now I got to go back and I got to find all the other stuff associated with Waldo. So maybe it's the books, maybe it's his different what do you call it, his different accessories. It's now all these different people and their accessories,
right?
And then it's okay, now we're flipping to the back of the book, and now we're finding all this stuff on this checklist of all these little puns and all these little things everywhere, and you could spend several hours just pouring through that book.
Oh my gosh, man.
And the other thing about it is, give it a couple years and you can do it all again. Because, I mean, I've definitely gone through those books multiple times and just been okay, I don't remember any of this. I definitely remember this, dogfish, catfish, picture. Right. But, when you're saying where is it? You're oh, I don't know. I'm going to have to look again. So...
Dude, that's the thing. Well, we bought this. I found this compilation, this travel edition Waldo book with all 7 main books or whatever, 7 or 8. I have no idea. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And I was awesome. The only thing that I don't like about it is it's too small.
It's tiny.
The pages are so small, dude. When you get to the harder ones, the much newer ones, where it's just Waldo's face barely, it's so hard. I had to stop reading that with my son at night because it was giving me headaches. I didn't realize that that's what the issue was, but I'd have to take my glasses off and hold it way close to my face. And I was oh no, we can't do this. So I found all my old big books, and we're this is better. But then the thing is, with the little books, he re-released the first 3 books after he introduced the other main characters, and he re-released the original 3 and added all the characters in there. So
right.
So
now you got to go back
in the compilation book. It's Where's Waldo, the first one that's got Waldo in it and his accessories initially, but now it has Waldo, his accessories, and his key that he loses. And then it has Winda and her camera, and Adla and his binoculars, and Wizard Whitebeard and his scroll, and Woof, which is just a tail. You can only see his tail, huh? And his bone, and not only that, but for insult to injury, Waldo is not in the place where he used to be.
Right.
And his items are not in the places where they used to be. So so we were doing that one for a while before I pulled the old books out. And then I was like, where is everything? And like, I meticulously memorized those as a child. Like, I went through those hard. And, some muscle memory was still there where my fingers would just kind of go to it. And I was like, oh, there it is.
Right.
And some of it was like, I don't remember now. I like confused myself with the other book. But anyways, so my son's 4. That's new.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
Yeah. How about you, sir? What's new with you?
Well, I guess the biggest new is so we were out in Colorado this last weekend.
Do tell.
As mentioned, hoping for a lot of different things, but maybe trying to get I keep wanting to call it a live podcast, but it just basically is just in-person podcast. But really the reason that didn't happen is because I got married on Saturday.
Yeah.
And that new basically I'm just going to kind of narrow it down to the location, which was pretty much new for most everybody.
True.
So we went out to what's called the Paint Mines Interpretive Park, I believe. Is like the full thing.
Yeah, interpretive is weird.
Yeah.
Don't you think? That's a weird... Anyways.
Yeah, and so basically to describe this the best I can, if you've ever seen Galaxy Quest and you
digitize me.
If you're familiar with the scene on the alien planet with the miners and the Garignac and all that good stuff, that was shot in that was filmed in a place in southern or mid it's south of me, but in anyway in Utah called Goblin Valley, and those structures are called hoodoos. And there's a lot of different places in Utah that have them, but they kind of like, it's like, maybe like a boulder on top of like this skinnier pillar of almost sand looking stuff and everything like that. So in Colorado, just east of Colorado Springs, there is a place where those hoodoos and stuff are like all white or with varied colors. Some are purple, some are pink, some are yellow. If you get it with the right light, they can look blue and things like that. And so there's just this little, I want to say it's like 800 acres or something like that. Like not terribly big park that is open to the public and free. And we just decided, based off of, our fact that we like going to places like that. We love hiking and everything like that. And the color scheme that we're kind of going for with the whole wedding and everything, that we should get some pictures down there. And, ultimately, since, this wedding ceremony was going to be very, very, very small, just a dozen people or so, that we would actually just do the whole thing down there. And so we trekked ourselves in about a mile in suits and dresses and a wedding dress and the whole nine.
I don't know how many people I told this is my hiking suit. That was my terrible joke. People were like, what? But I'd be gone by that point.
Yeah. And so, hiking, we tried to make it as early as,
feasible.
We could. Yeah. Because we wanted to get pictures and everything in the morning, and then have the actual ceremony and stuff. So it's still, I mean, it wasn't the hottest part of the day, but it was still pretty toasty.
It was getting there. Yeah.
Yeah. Full sun and all that kind of different stuff. Are you still sunburned?
I mean, no, I got sun. I don't think I really got burned anywhere. You know, I'm not red.
Okay.
I'm a little
Yeah, because we definitely geared up for
uneven. But
yeah. But the location was really cool.
It was
so we
really
ended up we only in the time we went out there like the 2 days before to kind of scout out locations, and then the actual ceremony itself and taking pictures and stuff. We've only actually explored about half of it. And everything, because it's probably, I don't know, in total, if you walk down all the different just trails, not all the little side chutes and everything, I'd say it's probably about 5 or 6 miles of trail. And then you can wander in and out of all the little, canyons and crevasses and so on and so forth. So it could take you, a good solid day or so to really feel that you've explored everything.
right.
So I definitely would say that we haven't explored everything there, but if you just look up Paint Mines, Colorado, and I'll post a picture of it and everything. But it's really beautiful. It's really fun place to be, and we just kind of picked a canyon, a little mini canyon, kind of isolated ourselves in that canyon and had ourselves a little wedding ceremony. And still, even though we had told people that we were doing it there and we were about to get started, they just kind of hung out and ended up just kind of traipsing through the middle of the ceremony. So
yeah, that was whatever. But
yeah. Did you hear what my brother said about that though?
I think so, but you'll have to remind me.
He was just like, it's a good thing I wasn't there because I would have taken those people down.
He would have been like, go the other way.
He would have been like, oh no, you get back there. You get back and find a corner, like wherever you were. Because my mom had talked to them, and it's open for, like, I wasn't mad about it or anything. It's open to the public, and we definitely cut off a small but beautiful section that
a branch of it, but it's not like
for
they
a half
couldn't
hour
have
or
gone
so.
the other way. There was other ways out.
Well, no, I don't think there was other ways out of that spot.
Oh, you don't
That's
think
why we
so?
picked it. Yeah, we picked it so people wouldn't be walking through. It was very much you go in and then you come out. So if you didn't go in, people aren't like coming from another way unless they're scaling the rock face kind of a thing.
Oh, really?
So
and
they were
and your
in
mom
there.
had talked to them and said, we're going to have a wedding, and they still said, we'll stay over here even though we can't get out?
So they're like, oh, okay. And then she's like, yeah, we're going to be starting in a couple minutes, and then went back to kind of do the other stuff. And I think they were like, I don't know how long they were like planning on staying there. And then we started, but she said she talked to him like 5-10 minutes before we started, and they were still kind of they stayed for about 5 minutes into the wedding itself, and then decided to
go
truck through. Yeah.
Well,
So
whatever.
it is what it is. So
You're still married. Good job.
yes,
They
thanks.
they had no effect on that outcome.
Yeah. But yeah, so definitely I would recommend that spot. It's getting more and more popular and everything. But the crazy thing about it for me is both me and my wife and all of the people that were there have all lived in Colorado for generations almost.
It's a long time.
And none of us had been there before.
None of us had been there, yeah.
And that it's 40 minutes from from our house. And so we are just kind of like, why haven't we ever been down here? It's not that far or hard of a drive, and it's a nice little hike for the kids. It's not too hard for kids, and they get to see a lot of stuff. And so I don't know, we just never went out there. So
yeah, kind of crazy.
That is the new. Find something close to you
that you haven't been to.
I mean, that was always the other thing is, you would think that that's one of those like, oh, well, we don't go there anymore unless like some family member visits who doesn't live here. 'Cause
right.
Like, it's like, oh, well, I want to hike Pikes Peak. It's like, okay. Like, let's do this again. Like, let's drive to the top of Pikes Peak or whatever.
Have you driven to the top of Pikes Peak? I've never driven to the top of Pikes Peak, I don't think.
Oh, yeah, we've driven to the top of Pikes Peak. I haven't hiked all the way up there.
See, and for me, it was just like one of those things that after so long, I was like, I've never been to the top of Pikes Peak. Mm-hmm. Now I have to climb it to get to the top. Like, any other way is going to seem like cheating if I waited this long to go. And we almost died. So,
Yeah, exactly.
I legit hold on to that. We almost died. But
maybe we'll get Nick on a podcast when it comes out.
Ooh, yeah.
Retell that story again. But until that time,
then,
next time, we would like to thank you for the time that you've given to us to kind of just talk things out.
Yeah.
Deal with some stuff. But
yeah, and I want to give a short shout out to the people who have reached out to us and let us know that they enjoy listening to our podcast. Or I had one of my friends told me that he was like talking back to us while we had a certain conversation, and I was like, I want to hear those things. Like, what did you say and whatever, and we're generating conversation, and I appreciate those people who are enjoying it and listening to it, and who are giving us the feedback. Like, that's awesome. So thank you to those people, and you know who you are. Thank you for letting me know that you like it.
Yeah, we like you listening, and we're glad that you like us talking. So from here on out, just give us a shout. Ooh, I like that. On Twitter,
noise.
Tag TAGGNBRANDO. Same thing at Gmail, and also Instagram. And hit us up and let us know what your new is. Answer the question of the day for yourself. Where's your value in the items you're acquiring, or just give us one of those. Just tell us where to get a soft pretzel, man.
Dude, straight up. If you got a good soft pretzel guy, you let me know.
Yeah. Oh man, we should just. And this is one of those things where I'm just gonna have to like learn how to make soft pretzels at this point,
Right.
So
they're high value, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. All right, everybody. Appreciate you. Thanks for sticking around.
Bye.
Bye.